Howdy again. Well, today we're not going to stray too awfully far from Las Vegas, about 45 minutes south towards Searchlight. We're going to the ghost town of Nelson, Nevada. Has some infamy with some gold mines, movies, music videos. So we're going to hit the road and we'll see you guys down there.
See you there.
Well, we made it to Nelson Ghost Town. It's a little busy today. We have about an hour to shoot because of the way they make money to maintain the town is they charge you to do your photography and videography. But I have to remark on the first sign that you see when you come into this wonderful ghost town, it's the rules sign. Definitely worth reading the rules because it refers to stupid people and I love it. So we're going to head over to the barn and see what's in there and take a look at the view, and we'll be back in just a second. As we're walking up to the barn, some really quick history on Nelson. It was actually originally settled in 1775 by the Spaniards, originally called El Dorado. And then they discovered gold in the canyons, now El Dorado Canyon. And this town was actually the site of one of the first major gold strikes in Nevada and one of the biggest mining booms in state history. Gold and silver were discovered here around 1859, and the rush to the canyon began in about 1861. The second floor of the barn, you can kind of see the nice wire working on the stairs coming up. We do have permission to be in the barn, even though it says stupid people keep out. I guess they deemed us not stupid. So we're on the second floor. Again, old ancient barn. We're gonna go ahead, follow through and look at the lookout and the view out of the back window and actually get a gorgeous view of the mountains in the cars. Oh yeah. So before we look out, we're going to go look over here. We have some interesting armor here. Kind of liking that a little bit. It's kind of cool right there. So we're going to go out now and get the view of Nelson. It's gorgeous. The view goes on forever here. I really do love it out here. Middle of nowhere, nice and quiet and peaceful. The only downside to all this, of course, is as we talked to the owner, is the distance to medical facilities and grocery stores. It's you're probably about 30 miles from Boulder City. And we're gonna go zoom in over there real quick. We're gonna take a walk over there, but you see a couple of crashed airplane sites. And we'll cover that as we meander that way, but not real airplane crashes. And you might recognize some of these planes if you've been to a couple of movies, and we'll talk about that in just a few. So we're a little closer to the side of the aircraft crashes here. And basically, on the property here, there's two wrecked planes. You can see those. These planes didn't crash here, like I said earlier. They were actually movie props for the film 3,000 Miles to Graceland. The planes were blown up on site for the scenes for the movie. So no fear, no planes or people were damaged during the filming of 3,000 Miles to Graceland here. So if you're a fan of Volkswagen, this is definitely the place to go. Large number of old cars here from the old microbuses and just the punch bugs and double tripper buses and a little bit of Route 66 Americana right there. So the number of junk cars here and old cars here is quite astounding. Gotta love this. This is just a very amazing and interesting place to walk around. So as I mentioned earlier, The town was originally called El Dorado by the Spaniards, but it did change its name to honor Charles Nelson, who was a camp leader and was slain at home along with 4 other people in 1897 by a renegade Indian named Avote. So we're able to find a little bit of nostalgia. They have a little collection of metal Tonka trucks, which you don't see anymore these days. But I had one. I had my yellow dump truck, and I guess that in Hackberry,
Trent had a
Cat's son, Trent had a ton of Tonka trucks, so this is a little bit of nostalgia for us. Nelson is known for being one of the most successful gold mining towns in Nevada. In the late 1850s, prospectors discovered gold, and in 1861, Nelson's most well-known mine, the Tehachapi Cup mine, was established. The ghost town history is especially interesting as well, as its reputation for being one of the most lawless mining towns of its time. Violence and lawlessness were so prevalent that allegedly law enforcement avoided the town completely. So mining in Nelson ended not in the late 1800s, not in the early 1900s, but 1940s. And then the town was actually abandoned to 1994 when Tony and Bobby Worley purchased Nelson. That's the one lady I spoke to early, was the owner.
very nice.
And very nice lady, very knowledgeable. They restored most of these old buildings and set it up as a ghost town and opened up the mine for public tours. We are not doing the mine tour today, but they are available to tour, and they are very informative and interesting.
Looks like this might be a cactus wren nest because there's a bunch of little twigs purposefully placed around this cactus, and there's some openings. And the cactus wren are really interesting because they will make fake nests in some cactuses and then have their real nest. And instead of hanging out with the real nest with the eggs, they hang out at the fake nest to kind of trick the predators.
So no ghost town would be complete without a church. This is the old wooden church in Nelson. It's been renovated, and it is very, very beautiful, as we're going to meander and kind of take a look inside. But they actually do hold weddings here, and it's nice to have a pop in and quick look around. It is gorgeous with the stained glass windows and whatnot in there. So if you're really aficionado of Nelson and want to get married in a very unique location without Elvis, as they normally do in Vegas, come to Nelson and get married, complete with pews and actually stained glass windows and an organ. Beautiful little church. So Kat, we talked about 3,000 Miles to Graceland being filmed here. Did you know that there were multiple movies that were filmed here?
I didn't know that.
Yep, you have, let's see, the setting for not only 3,000 Miles to Graceland, but Brain Games, Eye of the Beholder, and Breakdown. All of these were filmed within the limits of the ghost town.
That's very cool. So we're in a famous place.
Yes. Maybe we'll see some ghosts of movie stars.
We could be stars.
There you go, stars. We are stars in our own little world.
That's right.
So we have found it, after searching far and wide, the elusive, the one and only, the pink Cadillac. we made it back okay from the ghost town in Nelson. It was pretty exciting,
It was
wasn't
exciting. It was a lot of
lot of
fun.
fun, a lot of really interesting things to see. We did not get attacked by any snakes, nor Choya for that matter.
That's true. I had my stick though.
Yeah, we were ready for it. We did some silly and ironic things while we were there. But I really want to give a shout out to our hostess, Bobby Worley, who's one of the owners of the town.
She was very, very nice.
Very nice lady. She actually allowed us to places that most people aren't allowed to go. Basically, the second floor of the barn.
Yes.
Which gave us a great view of the town and outside the town of
Mountains.
Nelson. Gorgeous, yeah.
Gorgeous view.
So we had a lot of fun. Saw a lot of interesting and
Unique.
unique. That's a
Yeah.
word. Unique
Yeah.
things. And so I hope to see you guys next time.